Welcome to the Fame Journey, where we explore the most talked about stories making headlines today. In this episode, we turn our attention to the latest political skirmish involving former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris. During a speech in Florida, Trump launched a scathing attack on Harris, mocking her name and branding her with a new nickname. This incident has sparked significant controversy and highlighted ongoing tensions within American politics. Let's delve into the details of this heated exchange and examine the broader implications. At a recent event in West Palm Beach for Turning Point, Donald Trump once again demonstrated his penchant for controversial remarks. This time, his target was Vice President Kamala Harris, whom he labeled a bum and mocked for her perceived failures. Trump began by discussing Harris, whom he called worse than Joe Biden and in a true sense much more liberal. He then made a point of saying he had pronounced her name correctly, before flippantly adding, "And by the way, there are numerous ways of saying her name. They were explaining to me, you can say Kamala. You can say Kamala." I said, "Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter what I say. I couldn't care less if I mispronounce it." This remark is part of a broader pattern among some Republicans who have deliberately mispronounced Harris's name, a tactic that has drawn ire from many liberals. Trump's casual dismissal of the importance of correct pronunciation underscores a deeper issue, the use of name mispronunciation as a form of disrespect and a subtle way to otherize Harris, who is of Indian and Jamaican descent. The correct pronunciation of her name, Kamala, has been a topic of discussion since she was named Joe Biden's running mate in 2020. Despite this, Trump and others have often pronounced it incorrectly, sometimes seemingly to provoke a reaction. Trump didn't stop at mocking Harris's name. He went on to criticize her for her role as vice president and her previous position as the border czar. "She was a bum 3 weeks ago. She was a bum. A failed VP in a failed administration with millions of people crossing, and she was the border czar," he said. This attack on her record is not new but highlights the ongoing political struggle between the two camps. Trump's comments also took a darker turn when he accused Harris of anti-Semitism. He criticized her for skipping Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's speech to Congress and claimed she refused to attend the speech. "Because that's her original thought. That's where she comes from. She doesn't like Jewish people. She doesn't like Israel." These accusations come despite the fact that Harris's husband, Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff, is Jewish, and Harris herself held a one-on-one meeting with Netanyahu on the very day Trump made these comments. Harris is also stepmother to Emhoff's 2 Jewish children from his first marriage. This attempt to paint Harris as anti-Semitic is part of a broader strategy to undermine her credibility and appeal, especially now that she has become the presumptive nominee for president following Joe Biden's announcement that he would not seek a second term. The discourse around the pronunciation of Harris's name is not just about phonetics, it is deeply tied to her identity and heritage. Critics argue that the deliberate mispronunciation is a tactic to draw attention to Harris's background as a black and Indian woman, using it as a means to otherize her. This tactic is not new. During the 2020 campaign, conservative commentator Tucker Carlson infamously lost his temper when challenged on his pronunciation of her name. Trump himself has historically fumbled or overpronounced it in a seemingly mocking manner. Harris has addressed this issue in the past, notably in a 2016 video where she used children to help educate people on the correct pronunciation. "People pronounce my name many different ways. Let #KidsForKamala show you how it's done," she said. In her 2019 memoir, she wrote, "My name is pronounced Kamala, like the punctuation mark. It means lotus flower, which is a symbol of significance in Indian culture." Despite these efforts, even President Biden has occasionally struggled with the pronunciation, highlighting the broader challenges of respecting and acknowledging diverse cultural identities in public life. As we wrap up this episode of the Fame Journey, it's clear that the recent attack by Donald Trump on Kamala Harris is more than just political theater. It touches on issues of respect, identity, and the ongoing cultural battles that define much of today's political landscape. Whether it's the deliberate mispronunciation of her name or baseless accusations, these actions reflect deeper societal tensions that continue to shape American politics. Stay tuned for more updates and insightful discussions on the fame journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay informed on the latest stories. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.